Alright guys, so we created our HTML template. Now we want to turn it into a WordPress theme. So I have a pretty much a default WordPress installation. I do have a couple blog posts, blog post 1, blog post 2. Also created a couple categories. So what I'm going to do is go to my WP content folder and then themes. And in the themes folder, we're going to create... Oh, I didn't want to do that. I want to create a new folder. And we're going to call this business. Okay, and first two files we're going to create is going to be style.css and of course index.php. Okay, so in style CSS, we're going to add our comment section up here. We want a theme name, which we're just going to call business theme. Okay, we're going to need author. Say author URI. Let's do description. And version. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is open up our HTML file. HTML template. And I'm going to grab everything that's in that style.css. Okay, we're going to copy that. We're going to put it right in here. Save it. And then let's also take what we have in our index.html file. And we'll copy all that. And we'll paste that in the index.php file. Okay, now we want to bring over some of these files to our theme. Okay, so let's go to, you want to go to your WordPress installation. And we're going to go into themes and then business. We're going to bring over the Bootstrap and the Font Awesome CSS files into a folder called CSS in our theme. Okay, we're also going to bring over fonts.js and the image folder. Alright, now let's go back to the index.html file, or I'm sorry, index.php file, and save that. And then let's just make sure we can activate the theme. So we're going to go to themes, and then we have this business theme. I actually have a screenshot that I'm going to put in there as well, which you should have in your program files. I'm just paste that right there in the root, and now that should show up. Alright, so let's go ahead and activate it, and if we go to the front end and reload, we just see our static HTML. Alright, so let's start to work on this index.php file. So right here we have this lang equals en. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to make this dynamic by using the language attributes function. Okay, and then we're going to need the char set. So we're going to just get rid of what we have right here. And we're going to say PHP blog info char set. Okay, viewport, that stuff can stay. Now for the title, we're going to change that. We're going to say blog info excuse me, name. Now for the CSS files, this main style.css, we're going to just replace this with PHP blog info, and we want style sheet URL. Alright, and then for these two, we have to, what's wrong with my mouse? We have to use our template URL here before we go into the CSS folder. So we're going to put in our PHP tags, and we're going to use blog info again, except we're going to use template URL. Okay, we want to do that for Bootstrap and for Font Awesome. Alright, so let's save that and reload. Okay, so now you can see it's reading those CSS files. And if we look at our console just to make sure, alright, so it's just telling us that these images aren't there, which is fine for now. Now we're also going to need to include the WP head function within the HTML head. Alright, and then that should be it for the head area for now. In the body tag, we want to include the body class function. So we're going to say PHP body class. Now for the menu, we're going to use that WP nav walker class that we used in the past. So let's see. Okay, we're going to want to put that. I'm going to just grab it here. Now this will be in your project folder. Okay, so that's going to go right in the root of the theme. Now we're going to go and create a functions PHP file in our theme. I keep doing that. Alright. And we need to require that file. Okay, so we'll say require once. We want to require once WP underscore bootstrap underscore navwalker.php. So we'll save that. Let's go back into index. And what we're going to do is replace this entire nav tag. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that. And we're going to say, we're going to open up some PHP tags. And then in here, we're going to say WP underscore nav underscore menu. And that's going to take in an array. Okay, and we're going to say theme location. That's going to be set to primary. Okay, we're only going to have one menu location in this theme. Next, we'll say depth, and we're going to set that to, let's set that to 2. Okay, then we got container. That's going to be false. Menu class. Now, menu class, we're going to use what we did have in the HTML, which I forget, so I'm going to have to just look at that real quick. Okay, so we want this class right here, nav pills, and pull right. So put that right here. Okay, next, let's see, we're going to do fallback, and these need quotes. So fallback And the value we want to put here is WP underscore bootstrap underscore nav walker, and then we want to do a double colon and then fallback. Alright, and the last thing we need to include is the walker value. Okay, this is going to be new WP underscore bootstrap underscore nav walker, and that's a function. So let's save that and see what we get. Okay, so there's nothing there right now. What we're going to do is go into the back end, and actually before we can do that, we need to go back to functions, and we're going to set up our theme setup function. Okay, so we'll say function business underscore theme underscore setup, and let's do register nav menus, pass in an array, and it's just going to have one value. We're going to say primary and primary menu. And if we go and reload, oh, we gotta do the add action. Okay, the hook we want here is after theme setup, and then the next parameter will just be the name of this function. Okay, so now, whoop, it's still not there. Oh, it's after setup theme, not theme setup. Okay, so now we have a menus option. If we click on that, we want, let's see, home and sample page, that's good. Now right here, theme locations, you want to make sure you choose primary menu and save. Now if we go to the front end and reload, there's our menu. Okay, which works. The active classes also work. So the next thing we want to do is the logo. Now we've done this before where we've used the WP customizer to be able to add a custom logo. So we'll go back to our functions PHP file and go into the business theme setup function. And all we need to do here, very easy, we just need to say add theme support. And we want to pass in here custom logo. Alright, and then in the index file, we're going to go to where we want the logo. We're going to replace this. And we're going to replace it with a conditional. We're going to say if, and this will also have an else. Okay, so we're going to check for the custom logo by saying if has custom logo, then we want to spit that out, so we'll say PHP the custom logo. Else, okay, if there is no logo, then we want just the name. Okay, so blog info name. Alright, let's go back and reload. Now we don't have an actual logo yet. We didn't upload one, so it's just giving us the name, okay, the name of the site. So let's test it out, make sure we can upload a logo. We're going to go to Customize and Site Identity, and you should have this logo area. I'm going to say select logo, and let's see, where can I get this? Business HTML, image, and logo PNG. Okay, we're going to select that, and then I'm just going to crop it. Crop image, save, go to the front end, reload, and there we go. Now there's a space above the header here, and the reason for that is because that's where the admin menu goes. To get that to show up, we're going to go down to the bottom of our HTML, and we're just going to say WP footer. Okay, and that will add that menu. Now before we end this video, I just want to split up the header and the footer into their own files. So let's go and create a new file. Save this as header.php. Create another one, and that's going to be footer.php. Now in the index page, let's go ahead and take out what we want to put in the header. So that's going to be from the very top down to this div right here just above the Jumbotron. So we're going to cut that, and let's replace it with get header. Okay, and then we're just going to paste what we have in the header file, and then let's go back to index, and let's go from the bottom all the way up to where the footer starts. Okay, so we're going to cut that, and we're going to replace that with get footer. Okay, paste that in the footer, save, and let's make sure everything's okay, which it is. So we're going to go ahead and stop here, and in the next video we're going to start to set up our custom home page, and we're going to be using the WP Customizer to handle the showcase area as well as these boxes. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.